So our project focused on student learning outcomes. So all of us were teachers and instructors at our percussion academy, where we taught San Luis Valley students middle school through high school, and we're able to gain information about them and sort of learn how to differentiate our instruction to ensure that everyone is getting an equal opportunity to learn like world percussion as well as Western music percussion.
So I was one of the instructors. I helped prepare lesson plans. I also helped lead clinics, and I was kind of responsible for most of the individualized instructions as far as like assessment goes. So we would take students out individually and assess them, and we would use those assessments to break them up into different groups so we could differentiate our instruction.
I'm another one of our instructors, and in addition to working with students during the actual class, I help make lesson plans, I help arrange new music for the students to play, I compose exercises for them. I've conducted a few clinics, and I do private one-on-one lessons with some of the students.
I was also an instructor, and my role was that I assisted in making lesson plans. I also helped execute the lesson plans in the actual classroom, so I would just go around and help students with anything that they were struggling with. I did a lot of technique adjustments with students, and I also did some clinics and some private lessons with students.
Dr. James W. Doyle III was our mentor, and he let us kind of lead it, but he was there as an advisor. So we would make the lesson plans, and he would say, well, that might work, but in my experience, here's what's happened. He's kind of there for our support. So it's more student-led than anything, and he's there to advise.
Adams State has prepared me tremendously for my future. When I first got here, I was not the typical music student. I could barely read music, and I was generally just lacking in all of my knowledge of music. And what really helped was that here the experience was that it was kind of trial by fire, in which I was thrown into the fire, and I learned from having to just do it, but I also had the encouragement of all of the professors around me. It's not like going to a large school where there's a studio of 35 undergraduate students and then there's still graduate students. What's really nice about here is that if I'm struggling with something, if I need to know something, I can knock on my professor's door and he will answer.
I think I was nervous coming here because I was dead set on going to a big school, and things just didn't end up working out. But it turns out a small school is just what I needed because everything is so individualized to what I want to do, especially in the music field. So like this opportunity to work with the Percussion Academy, I get to do what's relevant to me instead of maybe having me, teach those lesson plans. It makes more sense for me to do all of the logistics behind it. So I think it's been, like, that's just an example, and it's been really great.
Just by giving me an absolutely vast amount of resources, lots of people, and lots of different projects that we've done here, I've got all of those resources that I can now use in my own personal teaching portfolio.